Hi Scorpio, this is going to be your reading for the week of July 6th through the 11th. We're going to take a look at the person on your mind, your situation, if there's any challenges or blocks at the moment, how your person is feeling about you this week, their intentions, what you can expect from them next. We're also going to see if there's anything that you should know that you don't know, anything that's hidden. And then we'll get you some advice at the end. I want to just jump right into this. So please tell me about the person on Scorpio's mind. Your messages, please, for Scorpio, the week of July 6th through the 11th. Scorpio, you get the Page of Pentacles, the person on your mind. For your situation, the High Priestess, challenged by the Nine of Cups. You have the Hermit for your person's feelings this week. You also have the Page of Wands for their intentions. The Five of Swords for their next actions towards you. The King of Pentacles for something that you may not know. And your advice, Scorpio, is the Seven of Wands. My nose is so itchy. Sorry, Scorpio. Let's see. Okay, the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles for your person this week. Scorpio, the Page of Pentacles is an opportunity, right? But it's small. It's planting a new seed. This could be a new relationship. It's like a small step in the direction that you're trying to go, but it's also someone who isn't coming in hot. Let's see, let's clarify the Page of Pentacles for Scorpio's person. It could also be somebody who's just younger than you or who looks young for their age. Clarify Scorpio's person. Who is this Page of Pentacles, please? Scorpio, you get the King of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles again, and the Ace of Cups. All right, well, I was gonna say this person, there's room for growth here with this person, but then they went straight back. So this could be somebody who, you know, like on one hand has it all together, but then on the other hand, their life is just like a total mess. This does seem new. You have the Ace of Cups, that's a new beginning. All this page energy, my goodness. I think that your person is maybe not being clear with you. If this is something new, you might be getting the feeling that like you don't really understand what's happening here. There's some confusion around this person, and I think that it's intentional. Because, you know, if you're somebody new, they have no obligation to let you in, you know, tell you everything right away, everything all at once right away. But that does make you weary to move forward. I mean, that would make me weary to move forward. Your situation is the High Priestess. So the High Priestess, Scorpio, as your situation is telling me that there's some secrets here. There are some secrets here. There is some information that's being withheld. And it's also someone who is kind of like sitting back and waiting and observing, trying to see maybe like what you're going to do first. That could also be you. Let's just clarify the High Priestess, please, for Scorpio's situation. Ten of Swords, the Emperor, the Three of Cups. Scorpio, is this person not letting you know that I don't want to say that they're in another relationship or that this is a third-party situation, but what I do want to say is you know, they could have just gotten out of a relationship like this morning, and that's something that they're not being upfront with you about. This person with all this page energy is giving me the impression that they are like a monkey brancher, right? They go from one relationship to the next, to the next, to the next, because they can't stand to be alone with themselves. And they don't even necessarily like want to be in a relationship, they just don't want to deal with themselves. Your situation being clarified with the Ten of Swords, that does tell me that this person is in a lot of pain. And it does seem like they just got out of something, or they're in the middle of getting out of something. And, you know, that could even be because they met you. If you guys have been together for a while, this could be what happened at the beginning of your relationship. Maybe you weren't clear on that. Maybe you figure that out over time. You also have the Emperor here. The Emperor is somebody who puts up a lot of walls, is somebody who doesn't really like let you in on what they're thinking because they have this like grand plan. But, you know, that's like a power struggle within themselves. It's someone who puts boundaries in place, not necessarily to protect you, but to protect them from you, if that makes sense. Let's clarify the Nine of Cups in the block position. The Nine of Cups, when it's challenging you, is like we're all good here. I'm totally happy. Everything is easy peasy. There's nothing going on that you need to know about. Don't worry about anything. Like, let's just hang. There could be like an illusion of things are good here. Let's clarify, please. You get the Star, the Four of Pentacles, and the Five of Swords. Scorpio, you could be dealing with an Aquarius here. Yeah, there's something about being misled. I can't get past this feeling of you're being misled in some way. And the roles could be reversed, but there's something going on here that doesn't sit right. The Five of Swords is a no-win situation. It's creating conflict. There is some sort of like emotional turmoil here that's being disguised as we're just having fun. Everything's cool. But the motives behind it aren't pure whatsoever. And the Star is wish fulfillment. It's like feeling hopeful. So you put on your rose-colored glasses because you have all this hope, and this person represents like optimism, and they're charismatic, and they're charming. But it's a facade. It is who they appear to be. It's not who they are. Your person's feelings towards you this week, Scorpio, is the Hermit. This is somebody who's not being upfront. They're not letting you in. Clarify the Hermit, please, for Scorpio's person's feelings this week. You know, the Hermit could also represent someone who's unsure of how they feel. And the Hermit goes inside themselves to figure things out, to sort through the madness and come to like a wise resolution. But the Hermit, as someone's feelings, can also be someone who's avoiding that process and just distracting themselves. The Hermit's clarified with the Knight of Wands, the Lovers, and the Empress. This person really feels like you could be the one. This person feels like you are loving and nurturing, and you represent everything that is like feminine. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. It's this energy of kindness and warmth. Your person's feelings this week is they are choosing to run your way. They are choosing to jump right in. But Scorpio, I'm warning you, this person's not coming correct. They might think they are, and you can rationalize anything with the right words, but I just get this feeling that this person, when you guys met, was like, oh yeah, I'm totally single. And then they went home and broke up with their partner because they didn't want to lie, but they had already lied, right? Something like that. Or, like you go to their house for the first time and you're like, oh, okay. And you're looking around, you're like, man, this house really has like a feminine touch or a macho touch. But it's like the guy's house has a feminine touch or vice versa. And it's because their partner still lives there and is like out of town, or their partner just moved out and hasn't gotten their stuff out of there yet. And it's like you're starting to see things that don't make sense. I don't know why I'm getting this impression here. That's just what I'm getting. Your person's intentions this week is the Page of Wands. Yeah, it's just like keeping things open. It's like, hey, what's up? You want to go do something? It's passionate, but it's fleeting. It's not intentional. It's non-intentional intentions. Clarify, please, the Page of Wands. You get the Eight of Swords, the Chariot, the Three of Wands. Yeah, their intentions is to wait. They're like gonna wait and see how this plays out, which is not comfortable. The Eight of Swords is a prison of your own making. It's like you got yourself in this situation, how are you gonna get yourself out? And they're blindfolded, so they can't even see what's going on in their own mind or around them or with you. They don't have the capacity to see you. It's really about powerlessness. They feel like they're powerless to move this thing in some direction. So they're just gonna wait and see how it plays out. That's not fair. That's not fair to Scorpio. Scorpio don't wait. Why is the Five of Swords the next steps towards Scorpio? I don't like this Five of Swords here. I mean, that's conflict. We already went over this. You get the Queen of Cups, the Seven of Wands, and the Hanged Man. This person's next moves towards you is to say, like, I really have strong feelings for you, Scorpio. Like, what's going on? No, I swear, that's how I'm feeling. Like, you really light me up. And then they just pull back, and they come forward, and they withdraw. And it's like, if you were to call them out on it, they would be like, that's not what I'm doing. I'm not doing that. I'm here. How can I be withdrawing if I'm here? Right? Your person, Scorpio, needs a lot of time to meditate with themselves, but they're not taking it because that would be terrifying for them to really see what's going on in there. I don't think this person is bad. This person's not bad. They have some conditioning from their childhood, from previous relationships, from their parents, that has told them that you can gain power in a relationship if you treat people this way. Or it's less about treating you some type of way and really about like how they feel like they can get their needs met. This is not how you get your needs met. This is game playing. Clarify the King of Pentacles, please, for Scorpio's hidden messages. Why is the King of Pentacles what Scorpio may not know? It's clarified with the Ace of Swords, Judgment, and the World. Wow. Something that you may not know. I feel like you're going to put your foot down. The King of Pentacles is really secure in how they feel. They don't really need other people's advice. They are definitely not on YouTube watching tarot readings about the person that they just met. Judgment and the World is like, it's Judgment Day. I'm putting this behind me. This chapter is closing. I'm going to open another one, and you're not in it. Judgment is like a wake-up call. It's a light bulb going off. It is an alarm saying it's time to wake up. You can't unsee something, right? Judgment is like seeing the light. And then that moves you towards something much better. That opens you up for seeing the truth and having that breakthrough and becoming clear and not being stuck in this confusion that's being made by somebody else to keep you confused, to throw you off balance. Not in a malicious way. I don't think this is malicious. I think that this is just someone who doesn't understand or realize how they affect others, how their actions have these ramifications for others. Does that make sense? The Ace of Swords like brings things into the open. And that's something that you don't know, but it's surely coming. And when it hits you, you'll be like, that's what she was talking about, right? Your advice is the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is setting boundaries. It's standing your ground. It's defending yourself. The Seven of Wands is not backing down. It's fighting for what you deserve. And it's clarified with the Magician, the Six of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. Yeah. This is, your advice is like, you have everything that you need. You're beautiful, you're attractive, you have so much charisma, you are confident, you're cool. Scorpio, you're cool. You know? You don't have to like put on any bells and whistles to attract someone to you. And you know that, and everybody else on planet Earth knows that. And your advice is to embrace that. Don't put up with nonsense. That's really what I'm seeing here. It's about making confident choices. It's about being self-possessed. It's having people irresistibly drawn to you. And that is your advice. No problem for Scorpio, right? Anyways, this is what I have for you this week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.